And now we wait. Come on, YouTube. There you go. Greetings, everyone. I am Dr. J, and I did not expect that I'd have time today, but you know what? What I expected to last pretty long into the night ended up not, so quite happy about that. Gotta have a grand old time with friends, and now we have unfinished business outside of Deerwood to see to. So here's the plan for today. I don't want to go into the ruins without Kana, because I feel like his insight would probably be very valuable. Kana? Have I been inconsistent about pronouncing that? Probably. I haven't been pronouncing a lot of things the way that they're technically pronounced, I suspect. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go into that... No, we're gonna go investigate the thing that we were previously investigating that led us to Dyrford Village. If I'm not mistaken, yeah, it's Stormwall Gorge. So we're gonna investigate down in here. We're gonna finish that up. We're gonna head back to Defiance Bay, deal with whatever's going on in Heritage Hill. They'll gather allies, hopefully with the Desents. Head back to Cadnua, resolve that event, and then we're gonna go to here and cause all sorts of nonsense. That's the plan. Whether that ends up happening all tonight, we shall see. I fully expect Hermitage Hill will have all sorts of nonsense to see to. Oh hey, new stuff. Would it make sense to try and stop by there sooner rather than later? Well, for now I can at least set one of these to go. So... Let's go with the Botanical Garden. Alright, there we go. Now, we're gonna descend into here, and then we're gonna have some fun. Also, real quick, I need to alt-tab for a moment. There we go, I'm good now. Very nice music. Very nice music. Alrighty, let's see what they've got for us further down here, because now that I am actually well rested and in a position where I can fight, let's go get ourselves into trouble. I don't know how successful we'll be or if I'll want to go back to Cadnua, but in theory, I have an advantage here. Well, more so than I did before.
Hey.
Alright, draw them in. Let's make sure everybody's equipping what I want them to equip. Yep, that looks good.
Yeah?
Although, given the circumstances, I get the feeling that I should probably use... Yeah, I think I'm going to set it to per rest abilities. And then, I don't need to worry about you for that. Cool.
Hey there.
Oh good, the target that needs to die soonest. Otherwise the paralysis happens and then we're screwed.
Lavaru, be on secret. Someone check on Aloft. That move.
Yeah, I don't think this is gonna work. I need a different party arrangement to make this work. Yeah, that's not gonna work. I need a different party arrangement. So I think I'll need to bring... Well, I definitely need to bring a heal... Well, I think... Who would make the most sense? Who would make the most sense to include in a party? Huh?
And I was face down in the dirt.
Arrow to the throat. That stops him.
Hey there.
What? No! I was spirit shifted, and she was in heat, so I aimed for the throat, but not with an arrow.
I don't even want to know how that starts. So given that... what would make the most sense? I guess I could run back to Cadnua. It would take a day. Am I willing to accept that? What would make sense here? Because clearly, we're getting AoE'd into oblivion. Actually, you know what? Let's not give up on it just yet. Where's the quick save? Maybe if I can keep everybody's... the problem is, how do I deal with this? It might be time to dig through my consumables to see what I've got. Because I need a plan.
Hey.
I think we have everybody hang back. And then, what kind of scrolls and whatnot do we have? That should help. Alright, let's try this again.
All right then.
Alright, so you come after Kana. Alright, but now we need to just murder it as quickly as possible, so... give it everything we've got. What do you have? You've got all sorts of cool stuff. And we're all paralyzed anyway. Oh, if you're just gonna go right next to Aloth... well, Aloth. Also, how am I so low already? Crap. So close. Alright, we need to start AoEing the bastards. That seemed to do something. Get yourself up. And keep yourself up. Is Itumok still up? I didn't tell you to cast that. Did you cast it? Oh wait, we might actually survive this.
My bow's ready.
I say right as all of us are paralyzed again, and who's that? Grieving Mother. Yeah, you... one more blast. Ah, dang. What would work? What kind of offensive spell do you have? Well, you've almost got him down, I think. Because that's the main thing that needs to die. And Adair seems like he's durable enough to withstand this nonsense. Aren't you allowed to cast that right now? Oh hey, it's down! Focus on that one.
I'm here.
Oh hey, we actually lived! I didn't expect that.
Hey there.
I guess I gave up too soon the first time.
Sure.
Alright, let's let endurance come back up. And we can step back into that room. Although we know that there's another horde of bullshit waiting for us in another room. But the stone faces Adra's eyes glow, and a voice rumbles from its open mouth. The past is the hilt of a weapon. The true warrior grasps it and knows his strength. Speak the quality that defines you. I bring people together. I'm at my best when working alongside my allies. So it is with your power. A symbol burns on the wall behind the stone head.
Need something?
Hey there.
Sadra eyes have dulled. I wonder what that'll mean. Hope I won't regret quick saving over that. Balloon.
Of course.
Yeah?
Alright, we don't have a lot of AoE this time, but we can put down a little bit.
Hey there.
So you two prepare those. So now they'll just be so now we'll have just random nonsense raining down. What other AoE can we put down? Wait, why are you using your knife?
Yes.
Approach and speak your will.
Sure.
Oh, looks lovely. Small white stones bloom from the rock. They all feel firmly fixed in place, but there's a hollow where one appears to have been removed. Desire is the aim of the soul. It is purpose and direction, the sharpened point of a blade. Speak your ambition that your soul may strike true. I desire resilience and the ability to draw strength from my struggles. So it shall be. A symbol glows to life on the wall. It pulses with light, smoldering against the lichen-covered wall. A vessel of flesh may house a soul for years, but a vessel of bronze will house a soul for generations. Enter the water and choose a vessel of stone. Enter the water? What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that, I wonder? Stonehead is dulled. Well, let's check back over this way just to be sure. Enter the water. Is it possible that not everything is flooded?
Hey there.
Or perhaps... Well, let's go into the spider's den first. We'll investigate thoroughly before we worry about too much. Alright, you switch to your crossbow. Oh dear, you're almost dead. And this battle has only just begun. Alright, Itzmok, just go for that one. Crystal eating spiderling. Crystal eating, that's a curious thing. Also, I just realized how low health the the grieving mother is. Alright, let's see what else lies within. Widowmaker Spiderling? Huh?
Hey there.
And they just sitting there. Where's the leader? The hell is this? A robed, gangling creature lurches towards you, and you feel something needling at your brain again. The screeching hiss that invades your mind is edged with rage. Diggering and fettering animal. It pauses, its mouthpiece is clacking. When its words fill your mind again, they're tempered with fear. My legacy! It clutches an egg-like stone in its spindly fingers. The white stone glows with life, and you feel a presence inside. The creature notices your interest. For the colony. It cocks its head. Animal calm. Peaceful. Yes? Its thoughts echo back at you from within the stone. It occurs to you that a piece of the creature's soul is somehow housed within it. What are you doing with that stone? Such a different form, and yet its mind is alive with the same thoughts as ours. She closes her eyes. Home. Family. Memory. Legacy. Colony. Its segmented mouthparts scrape together. Young are always few. Slow to hatch. Fragile. The creature indicates itself with a hairy appendage. Last of colony. Soon to die. It draws the stone closer to its narrow chest. Long dead animals put spirit stuff in metal. It points behind it. I keep spirit stuff in stone. Take to new colony. Colony alone is weak. Young, frail. Empty of wisdom. But two colonies together survive. Make strong colony. It strokes the stone. Need legacy to guide new colony. Keep it strong. Go, and there may be peace between our kinds. Its black, unblinking eyes stare back at you. Warm relief ushers into your mind. Knows peace and gentleness it does. Deck goes. Bring legacy. Many thanks. I hope I don't regret that.
Hey there.
But it looks like these spiderlings won't attack us anymore. And we should be able to approach this now. Ancient Ingwithan weapons. And what is this? Ludhalioth, a unique spear. Spron's spear appears to have been crafted with great care. Despite the weapon's age, the point is remarkably sharp. Adra details line the grip, and runes are carved into the shaft. You feel the Adra core running through the weapon. Interesting. Well, if I ever bring you along for anything, you have new if ever I need you for melee, there you are.
Sure.
Looks like I can't talk to the spiders, as you'd expect. Seems like that creature was only able to talk to us through, well, what we saw. But what did the stones mean by... But what did those stone heads mean by enter the water? Perhaps it's possible that somewhere outside, or maybe down this way? Let's see if I can find it in the... Actually, wait, let's see if I can find it. Enter the water and choose a vessel of stone. Enter the water and choose a vessel of stone. What does that mean? I don't want to look it up, but what does that mean? Oh, wait! No, it looks like there's still water here. Perhaps I can... Well, we'll check one last time. It's not as if we have anywhere urgent to go to yet. Yeah, it doesn't look like we can go in there, and I'm just bugging the game out by tempting fate. Yep, that nonsense. I should have enough time to see to actually, wait, when's that resolve? 2 days, 25 hours?
You must gather your party before venturing forth.
I should have enough time to see to that. So, step 1, Copper Lane. Alrighty.
I always assumed Glonfathen's preferred traditional weaponry. Yet you seem uneasy with the bow.
Oh, I was a great shot when I had 2 eyes. I'm much worse now. It's hard for me to judge distances.
Well, you have the luxury of being able to catch dinner without the need of a bow.
Exactly. Why aren't more women complimenting me on that?
That's the first thing you think of. That's the first thing you think of. Why are you like this? Alright, we'll go ahead. We'll go ahead and rest. Reception and resolve would probably make the most sense for us. Then, although the problem I just realized is that if I need to do any resting while in Hermitage Hills, I'm going to be pushing my luck when it comes to timing things for Cad Nua. Still, we do have clear objectives before we reach Hermitage Hills, so just as a reminder. Oh, we got plenty of time. Even if I rest, well, even if I rest twice.
Indeed.
Huh? What was the conversation? Oh. Hirabias and Sagani again. That's what I get for pointing my camera at the front. Kinda wish that you could hear their dialogue no matter where you are, but... ah well. I guess we can't have everything nice. Winnan casually nods your way. His eyes continue to float from mercenary to mercenary as he speaks. What else do you need? I've brought the weaponry you were looking for.
They're old, all right. But this isn't what I was expecting. I don't suppose you figured out what was supposed to make them so special.
The Ingwithans used to fill it with fragments of their own essence. Beast, take them! He stares at the rusted weapons in horror and disgust. If I'd known, I'll see that someone disposes of this perversion.
At least I don't have to waste any more expeditions on this. If the Knights make a move, we'll just have to face them down with old-fashioned deer wooden metal.
Hopefully you can avoid any conflict. If they ask for trouble, we'll be there to answer. Speaking of the Knights, his eyes dart back to you. I hear you had a run-in with that patrol at Stormwall Gorge. Nothing I couldn't handle. He looks at you clear in the eye. Might be I sent them your way. Needed them to turn their attention away from the city for a while. Now they'll be doubling and tripling those patrols. There's a reckoning coming when those hearings end. Folks have had it with the legacy. They've had it with soul butchers angering the gods. If the Duke won't stop them, it'll be the effigy if the good people of the Deerwood don't see to it ourselves. Well, I'll be the effigy if the good people of Deerwood don't see to it ourselves. And the dozens will lead the charge. If they're charging on Brackenbury Sanitarium, there's always the hope that they stay there a while. The Knights are with the Duke on this one. If he decides wrong, they'll be on our way. I'm just making preparations. A lopsided grin spreads across his face. I knew you'd do well. Don't hold it against me. The Knights started out a lot like you. Mind that you don't turn into them. You can be sure of that. Granted mob justice? Anyway, I owe you one. I want you to take my old warbow. It's a trusty piece, but I won't be sniping in the shadows when Defiance Bay has need of us. No hard feelings, I hope. If there's anything else I can do for you, just let me know. What do they mean by mob justice? +5 accuracy when attacking same target as an ally. Oh, it's a special ability. Neat! I didn't expect it to translate to combat that much.
You want an expedition? Talk to Wennon.
Hmm. Hmm. I doubt so. The only named characters over here are these two. We know how they are. I don't know if anyone over here would be interested. Problem is, it doesn't look like I'm good enough.
Gods keep you.
Yeah, it doesn't look like I'm good enough friends with them. It looks like I might just have to rely on the mercenaries then. Well, on all the money I spent. So, given that then, I think, yeah, we'll keep going with what I initially planned, which was to go into Heritage Hills and see what the hell's going on there. Because honestly, I don't know where I fall when it comes to the Dozens versus the Crucible Knights. Because on one hand, to some extent I may end up needing the help of the Crucible Knights. Or at least people who are more attuned to souls than, well, in order to try and better either understand my condition or at least help me deal with it. So, at the same time though, if corruption really is afoot within the Crucible Knights Order, well, it's only a matter of time before the Dozens or someone else knocks it down.
Welcome.
The guard holds up a palm. Sorry, but this district's closed by order of the Duke himself. Wyla sent me. I'm looking into the missing guards. So you're the one she sent word about. The guard looks you up and down, frowning. I was expecting her to send in a whole squad of just Ustakars. Justiciars? Not that I'm volunteering, mind you. I'll have the gate open immediately. Just watch your step. I'm afraid we can't send anyone after you if it goes badly. Any idea what might have happened to the other guards? None, and I've no desire to find out if you catch my meaning. The ones that disappeared weren't the deserting type. The worst part is, both times the watch disappeared, the next rotation found the gate unlocked. I don't know whether they went in or whether something got out, but if it's the latter, refugees are going to be the least of our problems. Heard or seen anything unusual? Friend, I try to see and hear as little as possible. One of the women on the last watch said she heard someone shouting from the northeast part of the district, something that sounded like an order. But I don't see how anyone could survive in there. Once or twice I've caught a glimpse of something moving on the other side of the gate. Ugh, I'd just as soon forget it. Off we go.
Whatever happened here, I'm glad we missed it.
Hordes of skeletons, it would seem. Alright, backline people.
Let's have it!
Alright, I've got you on your spear right now.
Worth and raw!
Shot with this. My mind feels sharp as steel.
Show him how.
I'm taking a lot of damage. Ah, well. The amount of damage I'm taking does not bode well for my continued success.
Sure.
Camping supplies. Something twitches and shambles in the darkness beneath the slats. A rancid draft creeps from the house. And of course they've put a fog over everything, just to make it even creepier. Welcome to combat. Also, if I'm going to be taking this many
Sure.
hits. Heritage Hill Cemetery.
I'll see what I can do. The work of a moment.
These vaults have already been pried open. A Dyrford? What's that? Well, whatever it is, it just paralyzed him.
Hey,
You're
Go back to your wand. Didn't get a good
Hey
look
there.
at it.
Hey there.
hey.
Ghouls. Alright, the Dargouls didn't seem to be much of a threat, but let's not tempt fate. Oh man, that AoE is nice.
I'm here.
Knock 'em dead. Aloth. Well, Aloth.
My mind feels sharp as steel.
I've played too much Fire Emblem. I keep hearing Edelgard every time
I'll see what I can do.
the grieving mother.
The work of a moment.
That is her name, right? Yeah. Every time she speaks, I keep hearing Edelgard and it
Sure.
throws me off. God. It started to become a problem, honestly. Oh, hi, more ghouls. Okay, you know what? Let's fight them more on our terms. Everybody back this way.
My mind feels
You're not.
These ones are in.
For a walloping.
Show them how it's done. That's it.
At least the combat's been relatively straightforward given our level right now.
Sure.
At least combat's been relatively straightforward. Huh. A small plaque at the base reads, "Freedom above all. Admith Hadret." Oh wow, the grass and foliage is absolutely run amok.
I'll see what I can do. The work of a moment.
Mm-hmm.
Go us, apparently. Individual places we can go into. The inscription underneath the family crest reads Valtas. It looks like someone smashed the family crest of this mausoleum with a hammer. The inscription beneath it is illegible. Well, let's wander in. What's the worst that could happen? We all die? I mean, that is literally the worst that could happen. Oh, this is lovely. Enthralled just here. Oh, this is great. A woman turns when you enter. Her wide, pale eyes shine like lamps in the darkness of the tomb. 4 Crucible Knights hover nearby, their glazed expressions fixed on her. Reinforcements at last. I hope you've come down because we've got to get out of here. Something about her seems hazy and insubstantial, even in the darkness of the tomb. Who are you? A commander of the Crucible Knights. I lead the militia stationed around Heritage Hills. Securing the district became my responsibility when this, whatever it is, happened. What are you doing here? I came searching for survivors. Only too late did I realize there weren't any. She brings a hand to her head. Her skin is practically translucent. I found myself surrounded by those creatures outside, and I had to seek refuge. Funny, isn't it, to hide from the dead in a building that was meant to hold them in the first place? She pats the wall of the tomb. Anyway, I've been waiting for more reinforcements. What are these soldiers doing here? She looks at them, but either she doesn't notice or their distant gazes and the way they sway on their feet, or she thinks nothing of it. They're under my command, of course. They heard my call, and we've been waiting on a few more to help us fight our way out of here. I think something may be wrong with them. That's what I've been trying to tell you. We've been stuck here with no rations for I don't know how long. She closes her eyes and shakes her head. We need to leave while we're still on our feet. I see. And if you caught your breath, we should move on. I hate to be the one telling you this, but you're already dead. Her eyes grow cold and hard. You better explain yourself, and quickly. You're a ghost, and you've been luring Crucible Knights to their deaths. She freezes in place, hovering in the air. No, that's impossible. It's only been... I can't be... The other side of the tomb is visible through her gaping mouth. Huh. She looks at her hands, seemingly for the first time, turning them in front of her. As her eyes and her mouth widen in horror, she turns to you. What have you done to me? Her expression hardens, and the Crucible Knights behind her stir. Novitiates, attack! Well, crap, that wasn't the way to play this. Okay, you focus on knocking this one down. I guess I'll focus on spirit shifting and giving my all on these guys. Oh, you can't hit with that? Okay, go for the usual then. Huh, a few of us managed to resist it this time. Curious that. Alright. A simple hit.
Hey
And
there.
we're done.
Sure.
Oh man.
I wonder what this is.
Standard stuff. So, let's check the tasks. Well, that deals with the missing sentries, and then also explains the scream that was heard. Given that, however, there's undoubtedly more troubles around here. I should clear out what I can and potentially see to the main story quest from whatever the Let and Key are up to. Because knowing my luck, well, let me just remind myself exactly what that entails. The tower. Looms above the walls. Alright, I'll need to... Unlocking this will require the proper key. I wonder how I get that key. More nonsense.
Yes.
Whoops, wrong button.
Yeah?
Nice. Good job, boys. We're awesome.
Sure.
This mausoleum has been sealed tight. Well, mausoleum. Did I say mausoleum? Mausoleum. What is wrong with me? From here, the mansion appears deserted. Oh, look, friends. Revenants. I have no idea how dangerous that's gonna be. Unfortunately, our healer slash undead killer is not here. Fortunately, it doesn't seem like it's mattering all that much because holy crap, we're awesome. Wait, did we somehow take control of that revenant? Oh no, I'm just seeing Itumak. I'm dumb.
Sure.
Looks like I don't have to worry about camping supplies for a while if I need more. Alright, let's see what this mansion has in store for us. Oh, this looks lovely. Valtas Mansion. Broken chairs, upended tables, and shattered vases block the stairs. Splintered planks shift precariously. Seda, let us in! It's safe. Come out now. Open the door, Seda. The female Dargul sniffs the air and whirls about round, hissing. Survivor! Seda, huh? Oh, you're gonna come close, eh? Okay, burn 'em! Alright, we need to deal with these guys. Stab them! Mine? Okay, no, you're fine. Let's deal with these guys a little faster. Alright, that's another one down. Excellent.
Sure.
Oh dear, right as we mostly, well, haven't even properly recovered. Where are you? Okay, you can afford to step back. Oh dear, that's a poison effect. Why did I just hear a ding? Okay.
Sure.
A table. Lord Valtas's will. The Moons of Aora. It's probably just a lore book, but... yeah, it's a lore book. As a last will and testament has been carefully drawn upon a stained piece of sackcloth. It lists Lord Valtas's various titles and holdings, ending with the following. Should no member of my family survive, it is my wish that my wealth and property be dispensed to the Crucible Knights. Let my wife and children and me be buried with my forebears in the Valtas family tomb, at the right hand of Duke Hadret. Signed, Valerio Valtas, 5th Lord of House Valtas. So I get the feeling that in order to find her, I'm gonna need to find the key to that.
Quiet.
Standard inventory. Keep in here. The manor key.
I'll see what I can do. The work of a moment.
Let's see. Rite of Youthful Spirits.
Yeah?
Alright. That allows us in here. Another note. Groundskeeper. A black and white cat? Okay then.
Hey there.
Let's see, one light shines from behind the map. There's a ragged hole to the outside, as if someone dug through. Shame I can't get to the upper level. I didn't find any place where a key to access... Actually, wait. I'm trying to remember. Wasn't that mausoleum that we saw part of it? Alright, this is a note addressed to the household staff. Please see to it that the family mausoleum is swept and the marble polished. The key is hanging as always in the kitchen by the oven. This seems to be the hook mentioned in the letter, but the mausoleum key is missing. So it's reasonable to assume that she's already there. The problem is that she could have easily locked it behind her. Well, I suppose while we're meandering about, we may as well see to this. It's not like I can get... well, I've got one more combat encounter before I'll need to rest anyway. Just what I thought. Valtas. Curious as to why those undead were able to speak, though. A little girl cowers in the back of the tube. Her face is streaked with dirt, and even in the shadows you can tell she's far too thin. She watches you, holding your breath. It's all right. You're safe. She inches into the candlelight. Her clothes are little more than filthy rags now. Her ripped and stained fabric looks like embroidered silk. You have to be quiet. Noise brings the hungry people. Poor child, by the look of it. She's been hiding and foraging for months. We should help her find her home, or at least catch her a proper dinner. My name is Seda. Are you hiding from them too? She watches the door of the vault, her eyes wide and careful. You're Seda? I came across some Dargles in a house. The girl's eyes widen. You saw Mother and Father? And Emilio? How did you get away? Those aren't your parents anymore. She picks at a thumbnail, watching you. She nods slowly. Who are the hungry people? She whispers and her eyes around with the terror. The ones outside. They don't sleep or die, but they eat. Tell me what happened to you. Her eyes take on a distant look. Her legs start to tremble. Be strong. Think back to how this started. She takes a deep breath and stares at the stone floor. There was a big noise and light in the sky. Everyone thought it was a storm, but then people started waking up. After they died, I mean. She twists her shredded sleeves into knots. Mother and Father and Emilio boarded up the door, but the hungry people found our house. Her fidgeting becomes more agitated. They fought, but the hungry people always get up again. They broke through the door, and Mother told me to hide. And then I came here to hide, but the door got stuck, and I didn't know when it would be safe outside. Where's your family? At the house. Mother told me to hide and not let anyone in. Then I heard a lot of noise, fighting and yelling, and her eyes glaze over. And then Mother told me to open the door again, but she didn't sound right. You need to get out of here. Is it safe? Are the hungry people out there? It is still dangerous, but the path to the main gate should be clear. Run for it. I won't let anything catch me, I promise. Alrighty.
Someone check on Alof!
That was smart of me. An iridescent scarab figure? Summons an attribute. Interesting.
Laying low.
Hi? Need something?
Yeah?
Nestled among the candles are the odds and ends of a patchwork family memorial. Valian Lusk's a cameo etching of a woman in finery and a turquoise necklace. Yeah, I think it's time to rest. So arrives at the stronghold. Hopes to gain an audience with you concerning a local rebellion. Alrighty then. How are we looking with this? Alright. Not an ideal place to rest, but we know of a place where we can grab camping supplies to keep our little escapade going. So, should be all fine and dandy for us, even if we're now walking out in the middle of the night. Oh man, that much damage from that trap? Good lord.
Easy does it.
Heritage Hills Cemetery. This looks lovely. Let's go inside. I am certain there will be absolutely no problems here. That's unexpected. Left out to rot, these potatoes are covered with red, rank-smelling bruises. These stale loaves are hard as rocks. A woman bends over a roaring fireplace, feeding a splintered chair leg into it. As you get closer, you notice something unnatural about her. A certain pallor to her skin, a lack of movement beneath her flesh, even while her arms execute deft, efficient movements. And then you see the puckered flesh, ragged and bloodless over her heart. We should think about just killing her first and having you talk to the body.
It's rude to stare, you know. Don't worry. I've no mind to start anything with you. After all, I've stayed in such good shape by choosing my meals carefully.
Who are you?
A survivor, by the grace of my own careful preparations. When I heard the claws scrabbling at the door outside, I took care of matters myself. And since then, I've been careful to keep myself fresh and fed.
Do you know what's going on? Do you know what's happening here?
An incredible act of animancy, of a magnitude this part of the world likely hasn't seen since Engwithan times. Someone found something very powerful and ancient, and I'd bet my own preserved life it wasn't Aldhelm or his lovely assistant.
Tell me what you know about this Aldhelm. His name barely merits repeating. He's a charlatan who likes to dig up pretty artifacts and call himself a scholar. The pity with animancy these days is that just about anyone can claim to be an expert. I still don't understand why this district is full of walking corpses. She spins from the fire to face you. Because someone found a way to tether their souls to their bodies, don't you see? She taps her skull with an impatient finger. So when the heart stops beating, when the blood stops flowing, their bodies still animate, and with a newfound hunger. She turns back to the fire. Those that can feed it with living flesh and essence stay strong and sharp. Those that can't degenerate. Quickly. I see. I truly doubt that. I saw you in a vision. There's something you need to do for me.
Believe me, I've heard that line before.
It's time for me to get going. God. Is this related to... What if... I should still have the hood, right?
Yeah?
Oh hey, I level up. Now, what to add? Spell Mastery? Mastering a spell allows a free use of that spell once per encounter. Wizards' master spells do not need to be in their grimoire in order to gain the free use. Interesting. I'm thinking Dancing Bolts probably makes the most sense. Also, looks like I have new spells to play with. Cleansing Wind creates a rolling cloud of purification, healing the endurance of allies and pushing back enemies. Useful. Embrace the Earth. Talon. Trio of stone claws erupt from the ground, petrifying and inflicting slash damage. Fearsome ball of fire bounce from enemy to enemy up to 8 times. Ooh. They call upon the dreadful strength of the storm, granting an electrical aura that deals shock damage to and terrifies anyone nearby. Plague of insects. Relentless storm. Ooh, man. Wall of thorns. Neat stuff.
You return. Believe me, I've heard that line before. It's rude to stare, you know. Don't worry. I've no mind to start anything. Believe me, an incredible act.
I'm trying to remember where I've heard the name, though. Also, I should probably just keep that in my inventory, just keep things simple. I may as well give you this while I'm thinking about it. It's not like I'm using it on anything interesting. Oh, it's a quick item. Yeah, you can have it. Why not? Now, how good's this bow? Is it worth giving to Sagani? Alright. Fair. Lower speed. Slightly greater damage. Grants jolting touch on critical hits. What's that do? Okay. So it basically applies the effect of that, so assuming I can land crits. Fine, plus 4 accuracy, plus 15% damage. Yeah, I don't think that's worth using over what else we have.
Mm-hmm.
Where have I seen that name?
Hey there.
I'm trying to remember what I'm supposed to do that's related to that.
Sure.
Can't recall. That's not the tower, so... I don't think that's the objective related to the leaden key. Croc wears stale foodstuffs and once priceless faces, now chipped and cracked.
My mind feels sharpest.
Yes. Alright, nothing too concerning.
Sure.
As usual. Alright, we've been this way. Where's that tower that was referred to by the leaden key? Oh look, more monsters.
My mind feels sharp as steel.
Blood moss. That's a fun name. Oop.
My thoughts will be as silent as my feet.
Oh, the music just changed. Oh, or did... No, the music didn't change. The wind just picked up. Oh, that's a lot. Oh, that's a lot. Okay, time for some fun.
Hey there.
So anyway, I started blasting. Should probably inflict something a little deadlier too. Oh dear, you're taking hits. Well, more hits than I would like. Aloth! Fireball! That looked fun. Do something similar. Oh wait, do you not have enough survival in order to use second wind? Maybe that's it, actually. Also, you guys should focus on this guy. Take him out. So what does yours do? Okay, so you have the same ability as I do. Only much better! Holy crap!
Die already!
Well, that was cool.
Sure.
Oh, man. Grappling hook. This looks lovely. This looks lovely. This massive stone door of the tower is sealed, and there doesn't appear to be any way of opening it. You hear rumbles and clanks from hidden tumblers as the door unlocks. Having us go straight in, huh? Oh boy. This ought to be interesting.
They'll never know I'm here.
Is it the top of the tower? Alright, as before, focus on the skeletal wizards. Actually, if I've got one cast per encounter, let's use that cast. AoE you get from that's way too useful not to spend on people. Let's have it out. Well, there is a lot in here.
Quiet.
Oh yeah, there's the button. I keep forgetting which button to use for the fast mode. Mode and crouch. Oh, this looks like it'll be fun. Let's take a peek. Crumpled pages from Aldheim's journal. Day 7. A week of study and we're still none the wiser about this device. Trindig remains optimistic. I don't know what I'd do without his spirit. Trindig's letter. Dearest Mother and Father, you will be pleased to hear that I've learned much already since coming to the city. There are many incredible ruins nearby, and Master Greg has allowed me to accompany him on a number of expeditions. I am writing to you from inside an ancient Ingwithan tower. There's an entire district built up around it, but the locals have mostly left the tower untouched. They have let us set up temporary living quarters here so our work can continue uninterrupted. It is an unsettling place at times, but Master Greg has been a constant comfort, and he is quick to remind me that the things we learn from this tower may one day help us to find a cure for Widewind's legacy. I'd better get some rest now. Mr. Greg likes to get an early start to the day. All my love, Trindig. Okay, so that tells us the names of the two researchers that were here. Lord Alheim and his assistant. Essence shimmers and pulsates within this strange device. Alrighty then. More undead! Just what I always wanted. Oh shoot, wizards! Alright, now focus on the archer. Hey, Loth, what are you doing? Oh wait, that's Grieving Mother. Alright, just focus on that guy then if you can't get a good shot. There we go. I'm glad I'm over-leveled for this. Or at least appear to be. Then again, I did have trouble on what the dozens wanted from me. So, what do I know? Potion of Power. Another page from Aldheim's journal. Day 2. We've completed our measurements of the machine, thanks to Trindig's youthful agility. Further examination is required to discover its intended use. Okay, I better arrange them. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Hey there.
I suppose there's no sense being super stealthy unless... Well, I haven't run into any trap in this area yet, so... Good question. Let's find out after we're not about to die. Okay, you're being annoying. Alof, get up. Booyah! Thank you much. I took a lot of damage from that. Let's see if I can slip this in.
I'm here.
Come on, let me click it. Oh,
Hey there.
free money. Yay. As if I didn't have enough right now. Then again, I did spend a metric ton for what we're going to be doing in Katanua. Let's see. Ooh, chat. Damn, Pillars is seriously underrated, eh? Who doesn't love some free undead? Zombies for everyone. Pretty much! Especially in Heritage Hills, apparently. Heritage Hills, a place where all your dreams will be met. With zombies. Alright, that's level 1. Let's see what lies further up. I'm almost worried about what I'll find. Because the Leaden Key wanted me here for some reason. So why did they want me here? Deleterious alacrity of motion. That doesn't sound healthy. Extra attack speed, but lose endurance over the course of 30 seconds. Extra movement speed. Okay, so that explains the deleterious part. Oh look, zombies. Well, Dargo, respectively. Ready to die. Again. Oh, that's a lot of them. Okay. Break out the AoE. And have you activate some AoE too. Okay, get out this. Paralyzed. Forgot you could do that. Also, you're taking a lot of damage. AoE them to death. Oh, that's not good. Let's see. Alright, I better take this more seriously then. Spirit Shape. Both of my druids. Oh, you don't have that ability? Alright, in that case, disengage and make sure the Grieving Mother doesn't go down too quickly anyway. You look like you're about to go down, so just go ahead and get one cast off before you die. At a time when it ends up not mattering. Gotta love real time with pause, right? Ah, well. Still, here we are. Considering that the latest CRPG I've played is Icewind Dale 2 before this, I suppose I can't complain about real time with pause after all, can I? Alright. Let's let your endurance get back up so that I can send you back into the...
Need something?
Actually, if you've taken that many hits that your health is that low, we'll have you go back to your wand. Actually, I should have a better wand than this at this point. Sort by item type. Let's see, we've got the club. That wand. Scepter's two-handed, but it's not like... Let's see, compare. About the same. Just a different kind of damage. What else could I give you? Well, unfortunately, as said, you're not great with a bow, as Sigonius said. So... Let's see. Personally, the setting, in my opinion, is especially underrated. It's simply really interesting and well made. For example, everything about holes and how spirituality works in the universe. Very good world building. Yeah, it's been fascinating to look at thus far. You can definitely tell Chris Avallone was at the helm for this one. It's hard to go wrong with the guy who made Planescape, well, who wrote Planescape Torments. World building is gonna absolutely shine. And I haven't found too many things that are objectively wrong with it yet, although I probably need to put more thought into it, because thus far it's been interesting to look at, especially with respect to Adair and Canna. Alright, doesn't look like I've got a good wand for him then, unless I want him to equip one of my... Well, unless I want him to equip one of my firearms, it looks like I'm just stuck with him using that fine wand. Actually, wait, didn't I have Aloth with something else? Oh yeah, if he's using that, I may as well have you use it instead, because if I'm not mistaken, that will be better, right? Let's see. Yep, inflicts -5 accuracy. Yeah, that'll definitely be useful. That will definitely be useful. Although, knowing my luck, either Canna or Durance has something really good on him. Luckily, it's just true Revenant, so not a big deal. The pulling, pounding energy in the machine feels even stronger up here. Alright. Which journal entry is this one? Day 10. Patrons grow impatient with the lack of quantifiable results. They should drag themselves out of their mansions and spend a few nights here if they think it's so easy. Oh, I can already see where this is going. I can already see where this is bloody going. Alright, so this is day 10. A folded page from Aldheim's journal. So let's see, 1, 2. Alright. I doubt I'm gonna get every page. But... although, if we keep finding stuff like this, maybe we will. Where'd it go? Did it end up in the stash? Probably. Yes, it... no, that's not it. Wait. Cantha. Oh, this is a... wait a minute, this is a quest... oh, that's a quest item. Oh. Oh. That's why it didn't end up in my inventory. Letter from Acantha. Oh, that woman that I met earlier. Oh. I wondered how you'd be plot relevant. I mean, they don't give voices to random NPCs. Aldheim. I did indeed receive your recent summons, as well as the 2 that came before it. I'd been waiting for you to present yourself on my doorstep so that I could give you my answer in person. A firm and unwavering no. I won't help you. In fact, I relish the idea of you and your team of glorified engineers sitting in that tower, sweating over the runes I've studied for years. Nothing gives me greater pleasure than knowing that my research, which you've long disparaged, is the missing piece in your mundane little puzzle. As you well know, it's knowledge I've always valued. I'm just around the corner. I encourage you to find me should you wish to rehash this conversation in person. Yours truly, Acantha. Okay, so before whatever happened in Heritage Hills... Huh. So that's why Acantha knows how to keep herself sane then, given the situation that she and everybody else in Hermitage Hills is facing. The scroll contains a pen and ink diagram of the Atcher device running through the tower. Despite copious measurements and carefully drawn detail, it gives no indication of the machine's purpose. Of course. Of freaking course. That would be way too easy, right? Anything interesting over here? No, there's stuff to collect. Ah, another page from Alheim's journal. And a scroll of Fireball. Just what Aloth needs, right? Actually, what's this ring? Sigil of the Arcane. Grants Arcane Dampener. Beneficial effects suspended for a few seconds. Oh, that's useful. Take. And then, I don't have any more room for quick items. When do these unlock? Probably not for a while. Probably not until a couple more levels. Still, you already know Fireball, so I can keep that in the stash for now. Day 11. Finally got out of the tower to clear our heads. Beasts take the patrons. We'll finish the study on our own terms, on our own time. Just as I said as much to Trindig, the sky came to life with stray lightning. I said it's a good omen, but the poor lad spooked. Only cure for that is a good night's sleep. Why do I get the feeling they aren't gonna wake up in the morning? Although given what we found here, that might be a mercy at this point. Top of the tower, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. I don't like seeing things that I saw at the very beginning of the game. I especially don't like what Oh, I really don't like this now. Oh wait, everybody leveled up too, or at least a bunch of us did. My favorite element is the icon of fantasy, the dragons of pillars. The dragons in the setting can change and adapt to whatever they want to their territory. Idea is so simple and yet having so much. I'm assuming there's another comment coming soon, but there it is. Potential for beings and characters and enemies that live in the world. Well, I haven't encountered too many dragons yet, so when you say that, do you mean as in evolutionary adaptation, or do you mean something conscious like shapeshifting? Because apart from a few stray worms, I haven't encountered all that much in the way of in the way of dragons. Now, well, let's see. I guess, well, we'll see if that answers forthcoming. In the meantime, survival. There we are. That's probably the best thing I can do for you. Now, what did I give you for weapon specialization? Oh, yeah. So, at this point, what would make the most sense? Because there's plenty of fighter abilities I can give you. What would make the most sense? Honestly, this would probably make the most sense. Actually, immunity to petrification if I could get it, but I doubt I could get it. Because that gave me a lot of trouble in that in this dungeon. Well, previous dungeon. What was the name of that? Oh yeah, it was in Gwithan Ruins if I'm not mistaken. Let's see, what else can we get? Actually, this would probably be... You know what? Another way for the fighter to actually hurt people? That's probably my best bet. At least for Adair. If he's gonna be in the thick of it, may as well make sure that he gets the most of it, right? Alright. Probably not the best person to give mechanics, but you know what? I need someone who can do it. Alright, level 5s now. Alright, what have we got? Raise the target's resolve, intellect, and perception, creating 2 less powerful versions of the effect that jump to nearby enemies when the first effect ends. Okay, so that could be used to hamstring enemy spellcasters. Blast of Frost. Freeze damage in an AoE, but that's an indiscriminate AoE, so I'll have to be careful. Call to Slumber. Knocks enemies unconscious. This for a few seconds. Pretty high DC when I'm looking at that. Sitzel's Spirit Lance. Alright. Summons a spiritual weapon. Okay. Lengrath's Safeguard. Alright, so the caster... Alright, so that's a defensive spell. Malignant Cloud. Another indiscriminate AoE that presumably... Okay, inflicts raw damage to anyone in the cloud every few seconds. Rather evolutionary way, but with magic. Over time, dragons adapt to the environment where they live, and the older the dragon, the better and greater adaptations. Okay, so it is semi-evolutionary, okay. All right, so it's partially related to magic, partially related to evolutionary differences. Okay, neat. Glad they thought through that far. Let's see, what else do we have with spells? Ninagod's Bitter Mooring. The Stuck Affliction. Okay, that could be useful. And then it also does... Okay, yeah, that's definitely going to be one of them. That looks really useful to just lock enemies down. And then Ringrim's Enervating Terror. What's this? Terrify enemies. And then let's see. Terrify and weaken, so that's more... Let's see. Instantiates a terrifying inferno of flame around the caster. With where Aloth is normally positioned, bad idea. Wall of Force. Hazard AoE. Crush damage and hobble for anyone who goes near it. Or leaves when they pass through it, but leaves allies unscathed. In form of the Helpless Beast. Transforms a single kith enemy into a pig. That sounds hilarious. But, what else would I want to go with? I think we're going to go with that then. Because I've got plenty of damaging spells, let's go for a bit of fun. Oh, and I get Spell Mastery too. So what would make the most sense? What would make sense? Remind me, what does Daze do? Yeah. Okay, cool. Honestly, this might make the most sense to have just as a cast that I can throw out. Because, yeah, I think that makes the most sense. Because I've got plenty of damaging spells, so I don't think missiles or Thrust of Tattered Veils makes sense. But if I can have something that I can just say, hey, for the next couple of rounds, well, the next 2 or 3 rounds, you're just not going to be as effective. Especially given how much damage I've been taking. And considering that both my characters that can heal are back at Cadnua right now, because I'm intelligent. Let's see. And work on survival. Yeah, let's put it on to survival. Now, ranger abilities. Let's see. Got one for you. So, heal companion, that could be useful. Revive companion. That could be useful. What else do you have? Oh yeah, so a modal ability that allows you to slow down your attack speed in exchange for greater accuracy and damage. Arrow sense. Extra deflection against ranged attacks, although you're not normally the one that they're shooting at. Binding roots. Okay, take down. Knocking it prone. And then what else do you have? Extra damage against targets affected by a dot, which, given what you've got, is actually pretty useful. And then 15 defense against AoE attacks. And there's a lot of good stuff in here. I'm thinking... Takedown probably has the most utility at this point. 2 per encounter as well, so being able to... Yeah, I think at this point... The main thing I need right now in my group is disruption, so we'll go with that. Alright, back to going I don't like any of this.
Let's try this configuration. Still nothing. Confounded device.
Something tells me the lead and key has been interfering with you as well, at least if the sanitarium is any indication. A man hunches over the strange mechanism, his spine a sharp ridge rising from his arched back. He's barely clothed in filthy rags, and the patches of skin you see are mottled green. A spoiled stench emanates from him. He's so intent on his work that he doesn't notice you until your shadow falls over him. When he turns and sees you, he snarls and scuttles behind the Adra pedestal. Only his bared teeth seem to have escaped decay. His eyes are yellowed and bloodshot, but they flicker with intelligence. He averts his gaze and holds a hand in front of his face.
Shouldn't be here. What do you want?
Tell me what happened here.
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
He hisses. He smashes a fist into the Adra pillar. His hand makes a crunching noise but doesn't bleed.
Forgive me. Forgive me.
He covers his face with his other hand. Yeah, it looks like my guess is correct. It looks like this is another case where the leaded key interfered with you, trying to turn people against Animancy. I wonder why they... I guess I don't really know much about the leaded key at this point is the problem.
Research. We came to do research on the tower. Some commission from... gods, it hardly matters now.
This is good voice acting. Alon's lips twist in disgust. If I had a copper skate for every fool animancer whose thirst for knowledge led to a disaster, well, I never would have ended up in Gilded Vale, that's for sure. Keep talking, Aldheim.
Something happened on our 11th night.
Oh god, I was right.
Lights in the sky and a static charge in the air. But we were so careful. We were staying in the chambers below. Trindig, my assistant, said he saw a robed figure lurking around the tower. Wore a mask. Carried knives at his sides. A trick of shadows, I told him. The next morning, we felt strange. Like we hadn't eaten in weeks. So dazed that we didn't at first notice the blood around our beds. The strange wounds that had appeared overnight.
Oh. So yes, the leaden key did interfere. They must have activated the tower then. And then killed you, and now you're in this undead state. How have you been able to maintain cogent? Well, how have you been able to stay cogent then?
And the machine. This cursed spire. Dormant for 2,000 years. Lifeless through hundreds of our experiments. And we wake that morning to find it spinning on its own. On its own! How can we stop what we couldn't start? Years I've been doing this. Years. I know how these things work, but I don't know how this happened. Nowhere to go. That's the problem. Their souls are trapped here like flies in a jar, clinging to rotting meat.
Slow down. What does the machine have to do with souls?
No time to slow down. But I can explain. Hold a magnet over iron splinters and they stick, yes? Rub your hand over weir wool and the hair of your head will follow it. So it is with this machine.
He looks at you and runs his tongue along the edges of his fine, strong teeth. He quickly looks away.
It has the power to manipulate souls, but why? For what? And how many others lie buried in the ruins of Erglonfoth? No. Focus on this one. It's imprisoned our souls in our bodies. Cut the root between essence and flesh. Left a dwindling soul stuck in a shriveling husk.
There was a stranger in the tower the night this... Actually... What should I go first? Well, I've got the quick save, so if I did lose this dialogue, I could always save scum. So, there was a stranger in the tower that night this happened?
I didn't see him. My assistant, he saw him. We laughed. Said he was spooked by the cemetery. Perhaps it was already too late. I don't know what he did. But by morning the machine was on and we were slain. People were already on the streets, complaining of neighbors and family members acting strangely.
You're not like the ghouls in the streets.
Not yet. But I will be. My body is dead. My soul, imprisoned in this corpse, only makes it seem otherwise. And as the body decays, so does the mind. Until nothing is left but the hunger. The only way to forestall the process is through a regular infusion of essence. Living flesh is the only ready supply.
Ugh, that's fun.
I'm not proud of any of it. Hunting men and women in the early days of the affliction. Picking off soldiers that came to investigate. But I'd do it again. I'll do it as long as I must to end this disaster.
Iravius growls and his hands ball into fists. To think, my clan has the temerity to accuse me of being a soul-rending beast when an actual such monster walks the face of Reretha.
You could help. Help me end this. Help me find sustenance.
What happened to the rest of your team?
By the time I realized what had happened, the district had already been sealed. So we fed when we needed, and locked ourselves in the tower to work. And then there came a time when the hunger struck, and there was hardly anyone left.
How can I help?
Not your help I need, it's Harridan Shrew squanders her research on frivolities, then refuses to make herself useful. Runes! The runes are the last part of the puzzle. Acantha knows them. She gives them to you, and you can turn the machine off. Release our souls.
She wasn't here the night the machine came on. Staying with her patron somewhere nearby. Too good to be burdened with our ignorant company. I'll get the words from Acantha.
Yes. Acantha. She was here. In the district. Probably here still. Always prepared. Clever lady, that one. And perhaps you'll bring me something. Something to keep me sharp. Then I show you a secret about the machine. Something to make you strong.
We cannot do this, Watcher. This beast is beyond our aid. Do not make yourself like him.
Mm-hmm.
Oh hey, another level up. How convenient. Oh yes, how very interesting. All this horrid stuff that we have to worry about. Also, let's level people up. Alright, what... Should I give you dancing bolts as well? It's proved to be very useful. And it's one of the few AoE skills that we have that don't actually... Actually, Talon's Reach is a faux AoE as well. What's better? Dancing bolts... Pretty sure that has a wider AoE. Although if I'm gonna... Although, to be fair... Well, I've already got dancing bolts on my character. So, may as well give you Talon's Reach then. As a mastered skill. Well, ability,
Hey
I
there.
should say. Spell? That one. Okay, anything else to worry about on this level? Nope, already fully shown. Alright, let's head to the bottom. Let's hope Acantha will be forthcoming. Although, given the fact that she hasn't already gone,
Sure.
we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. This is going to be interesting to watch unfold. The question is, will Acantha be willing? Knowing our luck, probably not. Although, I guess it depends on how... Well, I can't imagine that anyone would want to... Oh, is there anything interesting? Oh yeah, I've got those two things to see too, but it looks like I will be able to see to those in time. Good. Wasn't sure how much would be going on at Heritage Hills, but luckily it seems that this is a relatively straightforward affair. Well, I say that, but the key word is relatively.
You return. What if you come seeking this time?
I need the words that operate the Engwithan machine in the tower.
That fool Aldhelm. He sent you, didn't he? I can hardly believe he's had the cleverness to survive. That simpleton thinks he can understand how to use something without understanding what it is, or why it is.
You feel a hot core of pride smoldering at the center of her soul. Well, makes sense given what we read.
He dabbles with ancient and powerful devices, with all the finesse of a blacksmith. He sends you here to petition me for aid after years of disparaging my research. I'll bet he didn't even tell you the tower's name, did he? That's his problem. Always looking for solutions without caring for meaning.
Humble Aldheim now by demonstrating the value of your research. My silence demonstrates it more succinctly. Your words fan the strange coals at the center of her soul. Tell me the tower's name.
Ter Nuneth. It's called Ter Nuneth. They built the machine atop it to contain souls, hold them in place. But the others I've seen, machines scattered all over the Dyrwood, are relays, built to move souls.
Where would they move souls?
Another mystery. Hypothetically, anywhere they wished. The real question, as always, is why? To intermix them the way a player shuffles his deck, the way a farmer rotates his fields? To collect them, like butterflies under glass? To melt them down for raw essence? Unfortunately, I don't know.
There's 1 of 10, 100,000 fates worse than death. Yeah, pretty much, chat. Ugh, God. Yep, I don't like the idea of working with someone who's had to sustain himself by going after innocence, but at the same time, it's not as if he created this situation, so if it means the end of the situation, I mean, he'll end up dead by virtue of us fixing the problem, so we'll see what happens. You seem to know a lot about Tyr No... Oweth. How have I already Did I mess up the pronunciation already? God. Man, what is it about these games and not being able to pronounce anything? Ah, well.
I read the runes like a journal. I understand their meaning. People like Aldhelm try to read them like instructions, and in so doing, they miss their true meaning completely.
Why would the Ingwithans have wanted to tether souls like this?
Perhaps they didn't. Perhaps that's why they built no other machines like this one. We now see the Ingwithans as masters of soul manipulation, but they couldn't have attained their expertise without copious trial and error. Perhaps this was one such experiment.
How do you operate the machine atop Terra Nowith?
Back to these Tinker's concerns. And what would you do with these tethered souls if I told you?
I'd release them.
So you say. And just what would you release them to? They'd abandon their existence here for another somewhere else, equally aimless and meaningless.
What could possibly be more meaningless in existence than their current predicament? Maybe not even Whale knows what will become of them, but it'd be wrong not to give the souls a chance to leave their prison. I can't catch every grammar mistake. I could help you, but I won't. The pride lodged in her soul flares up, twisting into the shape of something that writhes and squeals within her. Here I have specimens aplenty, and time enough to observe them all. It's every scientist's dream. My answer is no. You're dead. Why does any of this matter? Because my research will outlive me. I'll have time and opportunity enough to accomplish more than any animancer in the history of the field. The pride sparks and squalls. And who will know about it? The pride thing flickers as the flames around it abate. All I've learned. Years of studying the Ingwithan language. No one understands it better than me. That counts for something. Knowledge is meaningless unless it's shared. A foolish and false sentiment. Knowledge is meaning. It needs no external purpose. But what use is it? Her pride rages inside her. Uses! Why must something be so pure be fashioned into a blunt instrument? Your opportunities here are finite. One day that knowledge will die with you. The pride hisses and sputters. It's little more than an ember now. You're wrong, but there's no conviction in her voice. I'll build it forever. I'll cling to it. That will give me something. Teach me what you know. I'll make sure that it grows, and your legacy lives on. Your words finally quench your pride, and all that remains is a blackened, diamond-hard rock. You cast it away, or it melts into the darkness.
So be it. My studies and efforts shall grow through yours. These are the words you need.
Her cold, dry fingertips rest on your temples. and you feel her reaching into your mind, forming images from the darkness. Runes flash through your head, but they're no longer just pictures. They have meaning, and you understand them. They're commands. Something triggers in your mind, a distant memory unearthed from a past life long since buried. You can see a vast array of runes, far more than Acantha has shown you, and you know their sound and their meaning and how they fit together. The language of Engwith once more at your command.
Something has awakened in your mind. You understand far more than I ever did. Take this knowledge then, and do what you will with Ter Nuneth. Now that you understand its purpose, it will serve you in whatever way you wish.
You said the other towers around the Dyrwood were constructed to move souls. Why would the Engwithans have wanted to do that? Actually, wait, haven't gone through all of these.
Turn it off,
Right.
I expect. That will be easy now that you can read the runes. The vessels would still roam, but striking them down would return their essence to the cycle. But be careful. That machine controls hundreds of souls, and that volume of essence could easily overload it. Improperly channeling the essence would destroy the machine along with the souls. It would be a terrible loss for posterity.
Iravius turns to you. So what she's saying is, we could use the time-honored tactic of negligence to destroy this contraption and prevent further ensnarement of souls. Still, it seems a wretched deed to have sacrificed those trapped within the device. They deserve a better fate. Alright, so we've gone through all of this, if I'm not mistaken? Yes. Explain how the control words work. Alright, so harnessing the power of Terra Nuneth is about understanding what it was designed to do.
Yeah?
Alright. Oh look! Level up! It's nice to have everybody on a pretty close cadence. I did not expect your stealth to be that good. Alright, so... Alright, they very much are treating ciphers as sorcerers then, huh? Alright, what can I give you? Ringleader. Oh... AoE Dominate? Oh, that is scary. What's this one? Ransacks an enemy's intellect and perception for energy, causing damage to those enemy attributes while boosting the cipher's defense and accuracy. Okay, so... increasing... Alright, so messing with an enemy in exchange for bolstering yourself. Given that we've got you with a rather nice weapon, that actually would be useful. What else do we've got? Detonate. Splinters the target's soul with sheer force, inflicting raw damage to them. That's a lot of raw damage, too. Alright. Plus 20 accuracy when attacking the aim enemy as the target for a few seconds. Oh wait, I got two of them. Well, Ringleader, definitely. I'm thinking then we go with Borrowed Instinct. Because, given that we've had... I don't have her use melee weapons all that often. Actually, she gets ranged accuracy, too. So, I think that's probably my best bet. Because then I can have her further hamstring enemies by virtue of that, which should hopefully make a difference in more dangerous encounters. Because I think that's been the problem I've run into lately, is that I've got good AoE courtesy of my main character being a druid. And especially given the new trick I just gave to Adair. But... and also, Aloth knows Fireball. And if there's one thing we love, it's a mage that can cast Fireball, clearly. Alrighty. Back up the stairs we go. Will it allow us to just... Alright, will we have to walk up... Oh, nice. Thank you, game. Thank you much. Aldheim looks much worse than before. His rotten flesh hangs loosely, and sores have eaten away patches of skin at his joints. He looks at you with a strange glimmer in his eyes.
Flesh.
Oh dear. He takes a tentative, scuttling step toward you. He doubles over, coughing up strings of black bile. He seems to have forgotten about you for the moment. I'm not prepared to give anyone else up for the sake of someone who's already dead. A jagged Adra pillar rises in front of you, encased in stonework and run through with copper veins. The panel is covered with runes, which you can now understand. You recognize words for end and for hold. The dial is currently fixed on hold. You also recognize by an inscription that the manner in which you turn the dial is a means of throttling the device. Alright, before we do anything, let's make sure we've got a quick save. Good. End it. As the command words leave your lips, the dial sinks into the Adra under your hand. Something like a thunderclap sounds over. The glow fades from the machine as it falls dormant. And away goes some of the smoke as well. Well, the haze, I should say.
Still
Yeah?
and silent. It's finally over.
Indeed it is. Alright. That should do it. I guess we can throw these in the stash just for posterity's sake, and then... Actually, why am I doing that when I can do this?
Mm-hmm.
Alright. It's done. Now all that remains is just to report to the people who gave out quests. Let them know what's going on. So, let me think. So there was the task I was given by the Crucible Knights, and then there's... I can't remember the name. The one who's leading the ciphers. I can't remember her name. Ah, the Hermit of Hadrid House. Yes, Lady Webb. There it is. Actually, I wonder if it would be... It's probably a good thing that I decided to do this one before I decided to go over to this set of ruins. Because I suspect, now that I know this, I should be able to manipulate the others as well, including the one that turned me into a Watcher. Wait, what was that, chat? Load the safe. Overloading the device was the correct option. The leaden key can activate the machine again. At the same time, though... Well, oh, that's a difficult situation. That's actually a really difficult moral conundrum when I think about that. Oh, that stings. Because... Oh, wait, that's the quick save I need to load, not the autosave. That's a really interesting moral conundrum when I think about it, because on one hand, yes, they can reactivate it and cause all this nonsense again. But at the same time, I'm also basically committing to destroying hundreds of already existing souls.
Sure.
And which means that I'm basically permanently preventing people from existing, as it were. That's... Oh, that is... There is no right answer to this. This makes me wonder if I screwed everything up at... What is it? This makes me wonder if I screwed everything up at the... I can't remember the name of the place. Ah, I can't... The sanitarium, there it is. Muttering a command, you give the dial a violent twist. The moving spires spin faster and faster, wobbling from their axes. The light filling the machine quickly becomes too bright to behold. You look away and cover your ears, but the thunderous crash that follows shakes the floor beneath you. When you look back, the machine is in ruins, never to be used again.
Still
Mm-hmm.
and silent.
I'll have to look back at...
Finally over.
I'll have to look back
Yeah.
at... Alright, so what's that changed for the journal then? Oh, that is...
Hey there.
That is a really difficult Oh man, that is just the trolley problem, isn't it? Hundreds for the sake of thousands. Oof. Although to be fair, if it prevents them from doing it again, that probably is the right answer that probably is the right moral answer long term, but damn if that doesn't have weight to it. It's a shame that there is... Actually, now that I think of it, that's kind of a... Why wouldn't there be a way to destroy the machine without needing to overload it? I'm not sure how you would reasonably do that, but I'm surprised that that isn't an option somewhere. The tower, it's off. Does that mean the curse on Heritage Hill is lifted? It wasn't a curse, but yes, the district is safe again. I think it'll be some time before anyone will be willing to settle in the district again, but at least we can get started on restoring it. Alrighty then. So, need to go to Andra's gift to talk to... Well, to talk to the Hermit. And then I'll go talk to the Crucible Knights. Actually, now that I think of it, this probably gives me enough of a reputation boost that I can go to the records... Oh wait, Andra's gift isn't the place I need to go. What am I doing? Brackenberry. I'm intelligent. Not that I'm in too much of a hurry anyway. Because it's not... Well... Actually, now that I think of it, how does that affect my reputation? Okay, so let's see. Defiance Bay. Alright. So that's probably enough of a reputation boost that I can go into the records archives and see to Adair's situation without needing to force
traveler.
Huh? Excuse me, but I've been looking for you. You're the one who lifted the curse on Heritage Hill. My lady, who wishes to remain anonymous, has entrusted me with bringing you this pistol. It belonged to a dear friend of hers who was lost to the curse. For your part in reclaiming Heritage Hill, my lady wishes you to have it. Here, may it serve you well in battle. Thank you. You are quite welcome. St. Garam's spark, eh? Now, I must be off. Farewell. I really need to set someone up as effective with pistols, because now I've got two really good pistols that I don't have anyone that's even using them. And I'm pretty sure I found all the companions at this point for this, well, this level for this game in general. Although the achievement on Steam said excluding companions from the White March, so given that I haven't done anything with that yet, maybe there are more people to be seen, but we'll see how it shakes out.
How fares your search?
There is something I can tell you about the Leaden Key's operations.
Well, let's hear it.
The Inquithan Tower in Heritage Hill contains an ancient machine that can control the flow of souls. The Leaden Key activated it.
This is troubling. That civilization seems to have known more about the mechanics of souls than anyone since. The Leaden Key was born in that period. It may be that Theos has full knowledge of their technology. The applications of this machine you speak of, I don't want to think about it.
Neither do I.
That isn't enough to take to the Duke, but we're close. Avar Wolfgren is a cautious man. He will want to know everything possible before being moved to action.
That is all. Actually, wait, there was an option here?
Yes.
Ah, never mind. Okay, so it seems that in order to progress the plot in what I assume is going to be Act 3, I'll need to go see to the ruins above Dyrford. Okay, so given that, I'm trying to think of what I'll need to wrap up. From what I read, the recommendation is that you see to the White March content before you go into Act 3. So I'm assuming then that... Actually, let me check my journal real quick to see what it would entail. Travel to Stalwart. Where's that on the map? Oh, I don't see it. People of Stalwart, so...
It's a pleasant surprise traveling with you, Horavius.
Nice of you to say that. I was on the road alone for years, and I'm happy to have company for a change.
My part of the country has a saying about Orlans. Face of skin, let him in. Face of hair, best beware. But you're more like a skin-faced Orlan.
Are you fucking kidding me? Well, my tribe has a saying, head of brunette, they're all set. Head of blonde says everything wrong.
Wait, was that bad? I meant it as a compliment.
I should not find that as amusing as I do. Oh man. Alright, first fires. Go talk to the person who wanted to know about the patrol. We'll see if we can get access to the records archive this time. I'm apt at it to force my way through if it doesn't work, but we'll see what happens. Then we'll head off to Defiance. Well, then we'll head back to Cadnua to resolve matters there. And then the world. Or at least a part of the world. Maybe dig around in the basement for a while. There's a lot still in the basement I need to deal with in Cadnua. Maybe now I can actually take on that insanity. Alright, so she's doing well now. Your guards were armed by the spirit of a woman named Lyra. I've gotten rid of her. Her tired eyes grow round. By the flame, you found her? My missing commander? She heaves a sigh and loses her gaze among the floor tiles. And she was calling to the watch from beyond the grave? It doesn't make sense. But nothing in that accursed district does. What happened to the soldiers under her spell? They didn't make it. I see. Nevertheless, thank you for your help. You've left me with as many questions as answers, but at least I know what happened to my troops, and Commander Lyra. Please, accept this as a token of my gratitude. If there's nothing else, I must attend to my duties. Alright, that's dealt with. Now, out of curiosity... So what's my reputation among everybody here? Okay, so everybody sees me as moderately good except House Dominel, which... don't care. Alright, so given that I'm playing both sides of the Dozens and the Crucible Knights right now, I doubt I can ask either one for help. With the nonsense at Cadnua. Let's see. White March Part 1 and 2 I recommend to do before Act 3 if you want the best possible ending for the DLC. But I'm warning it's a painstaking process. Well, it's a full-blown DLC and a CRPG. If it weren't extensive, I guess, to put it generously, I'd be surprised. This is Obsidian we're talking about here. So... Wait, huh? Why am I in combat? Why are there assassins who want to kill me? Okay, that's a lot of assassins too. What the hell? Let's test out our new toy. Oh yeah, definitely a smaller AoE. Oh wow, almost an instant cast time. I forgot about that part.
Good shot.
Oh hey, you managed to dominate that one. Nice. Now go kill the rest. Oh geez, Aloth is taking hits. See if you can knock him down a peg. Alright, we need some AoE. Actually, let's see what this firebug does. And that didn't seem to do much because everybody was pretty much dead. I guess House Dominel still isn't a fan, eh? That's probably the assumption to make from this, because I can't think of anyone else who would be so desperate to want me dead.
Hey there.
Apart from that family. And hopefully... And honestly, pissing them off is probably helping my reputation instead of hurting it anyway. And now... Oh, great. Now chat's talking about how the leaden key might be responsible. Or is at least just spouting, well, waxing poetic about how the leaden key is these things. Although, honestly, it's hard to tell with the leaden key sometimes. I can't help but wonder if they wanted me... Well, I can't help but wonder if they wanted me to discover more about that machine within that tower. Because my suspicion is that Theos, whatever he is, whoever he is, I don't think me becoming a Watcher was an accident. So I suspect... Well, and given the visions that I've seen, the most likely reason is that my soul at one point had been working with the leaden key. And so perhaps he thinks that by making me a Watcher, he may be able to, I guess, draw out some important memories, or maybe do something, or maybe discover something that had been hidden from him somehow. I don't know. Because it seems that my character at one point had felt reservations, at least with the way that I've been playing this. So I'm curious to see how it'll all play out. But we shall see. For now, let's see if I can resolve this quest line.
Good day to you.
Of course, that policy is for the general public. Exceptions can be made for those who have already proven their worth. He looks up at a shelf and withdraws a thick volume, shifting a layer of dust aside with his hand. The rosters are in the front, the inventories of the dead are in back. He passes it to Adair's outstretched hands. Adair leafs through the book for some time anxiously, running his thick farmhand's fingers over page after page of names. At last his hand stops, his fingers just below one name.
Woden Talej, died 18 Majavernho 2808. Third Battle of Cleaban Relog. Blazing Glonfather names, I swear.
I feel your pain, buddy.
Rayet Saris?
He stops short, his eyes bulging. They scan back and forth, over and over.
I'll be the effigy. He fought for Rayet Saris. Why'd he fight for Rayet Saris?
I don't know. Neither do I. But he had to have had a good reason. That's just who he was.
We gotta go there. That battlefield. Clea... the one I said. I don't know how else I'm gonna make sense of all this. I gotta see what he saw. And who knows, maybe his spirit will even be there and you can have one of your weird talks with him. Even worth trying, right?
I'll help you any way I can.
I appreciate that. Wish I could say you won't regret it, but you certainly might.
What's that supposed to mean? So... wait, isn't that the ruins? It is. This is gonna get really bloody interesting real quick, isn't it? So, given that, I guess all that remains now for tonight's stream at least is to see to matters at Cadnua. Then that'll probably do it. I'm going for a couple of hours now. I mean, if I weren't streaming this, I'd probably be playing it for literal hours on end, so probably for the best I am streaming it then, because CRPGs have this way of digging in and not letting go whenever I play them, especially the good ones. So at this point, let me just check my journal real quick, make sure that I don't have anything more that requires me here in Defiance Bay. So Endurance, Master Below. Okay, Sinners of Faith. So, Cave from Farragut's Vision. Blue Pools and Horizon. Theories of Pangram. I don't know if I want to follow the Theorems of Pangram thread. I need to think about that more. I'll definitely be doubling back to Defiance Bay in order to see the things there, but I don't know if going in and accessing that research would necessarily be for our benefit. Because it seems that seems that the way that the Animasters are handling things could be helpful, at least if the leaden key weren't interfering with them, but given that they have been, I don't know. Then Palangina, so give me a reason to go to the Twin Elms. Then Marshall Alright. It looks like at this point most of the quests take me outside, so I think in that case, best thing I can do is to head back to Cad Nua and resolve matters there. Here goes nothing. So, a couple minor things to resolve before...
Better indeed.
Oh, the Botanical Garden's done. Nice. What should I work on next? Probably security. Yeah, given the prestige upgrades I've been going for, I think... it'll take a while for these, but... I think this probably makes the most sense, just for the sake of security upgrades.
Sure.
Precisely me. So, let's go take a look at the people who demand my attention. Alright, so a couple people I need to speak to. Let's see what we've got. I've heard a lot about you, Lord Alinar. You seem like a man who knows how to get results. I have a matter I'd like to discuss with you, if you'll hear me out. I would urge caution, my lord. Lord Brimwinger has gained a reputation as a man of brutal temperament. Some would call him cruel. You hear the steward's soft-spoken words within your head. Very well, let's hear it. You call your allies together and motion for the petitioner to step forward. This is gonna end badly. As the ruler of Cad Nua, I'm sure you've seen your share of troublemakers, people determined to tear you down so you can share in their misery. I've had a few incidents on my land, rabble-rousing peasants you see. Shameful as it is, they've gotten someone out of hand, refusing to work, threatening my guards, spouting this nonsense about unfair treatment. It's not as if I don't pay them. In any case, I fear they won't back down. The situation will only get worse if I don't put an end to it. Things may get a little messy. I thought it best to consult you on the matter first. What exactly have these peasants been saying? Oh, the usual. That they don't enjoy the benefits of their labor, that they're treated too harshly. They're lazy, my lord, that's all. There is power in mercy, my lord. Treat the people fairly and they'll be happy to work for you. It seems a soft approach. Ouch. Brimwinger's nose wrinkles. They'll think themselves victorious. Without people, you've nothing to rule over but rocks and trees. Try showing at least a little respect. He frowns, but there's a thoughtful look in his eye. I'll grant that there's some merit in what you say. Thank you, Lord Alinar, for your time. I'll consider your words while I journey home. Alright, we'll see what difference that makes. Hello, greetings, Lord Alinar. I was hoping to talk to you. I'm in a spot of trouble. This man's breath stinks of ale. Alright, let's see what he has to say for himself. Also, I like how Itamok is just in the middle of this, he's the good doggo watching him, apparently. Well, good fox, anyway. Thing is, I've worked up a few debts in Dyrford, and a few other places, more than a few. I haven't got the coin, my lord. I'd pay it off if I could. I was thinking, maybe you'd know of someone looking to hire on, or something. I'm willing to work. I know a way you can pay off your debt. I never did learn much of a trade. What do you have in mind? I'll talk to Belisage at the Brackenbury Sanitarium. You can help with her research. Like in tests, you mean? Suppose that ought to pay well at least, right? Thank you. I'll head out there as soon as I can. I don't know if that's necessarily the right call, but it should at least get him some help. If nothing else. Or it could just get me in trouble with Belisage. I guess we'll find out eventually. You know what? It's worth taking that option just to see
Better indeed.
what kind of nonsense ends up resulting. I feel like that's going to be the fun part. Actually, while I'm here, man, before I set out to deal with the... well, with the Rabid Lord. I can never remember his name. I'm just going to call him the Rabid Lord, because that's how he acts whenever he's around me. Good lord. So, before I deal with him, I should investigate around, because I've put in a few upgrades since I last looked around, and I should probably check on a few things. Alright, so first we rest. That's probably the most sense. Honestly, if we're going into battle, Dex. I like being able to not get hit. And to hit things. That's what it's going to boil down to, anyway. So, given that... I remember you could just give him money. After all, you're an RPG protagonist. You have more money than air. But yeah, but knowing this game, giving him, just straight up giving him money, despite the fact that, admittedly, I am bleeding money out of every orifice. I feel like just giving him money would cause further problems. You wouldn't necessarily learn the lesson. This way, he's forced to work for it. And I think that will end up having a better long-term effect, if it comes back to bite me in any manner. Or maybe I'm just thinking too hard about this. Alright.
Welcome.
It's good to see you, my lord. I have all manners of odd and ends here, acquired from every corner of the Deerwood. Spider veners, skeleton ears, anything you might wish. Oh man, quite a... wow, some of this is pretty rare, too. It probably resets pretty regularly. If ever I end up doing too much with crafting, I will have plenty of options. Although I say that I'm bleeding money out of every orifice, but I do spend a lot of... I have been spending a decent amount of it.
Better indeed.
Although I say that. But at the same time, I also burned a decent amount to be sure I can deal with this... well, deal with the Rabid Lord. So we'll see what happens.
Hello.
Here you will find only the most ingenious of contraptions. Oils and snares and dwemer crafts, all to fetter and frustrate your foes. Okay, so traps then. Just in case retrieving them off wherever I go isn't enough. This looks like something from an endearing drinking game in which several vials are filled with water and one with concentrated sonnereed liquor. Springs, gears, and wires jangle around in the crate. Interlocking rings are carved with peculiar symbols. They slide across one another with a soft series of clicks. Yep, typical artificer. Now then.
Better indeed.
Oh, that looks nice. Now what's in this room? I really haven't gotten to explore this enough. I've been building it up, but I haven't really been checking it out very much. Crap shopkeeper.
Greetings.
Good tidings, my lord. Might they interest you in anything? I offer supplies for the road. I'm sure you'll find many things of use to a hardy traveler such as yourself. Ah, fine equipment. I'll have to take a look at what I've got. Actually, may as well look now. Am I just using an ordinary shield? How long has that been going on? No wonder why I keep dying so quickly. Yet I think I finished going through everything, and then I realized, no, you haven't. And funnily enough, I don't actually have a lot of upgraded shields. I'm pretty sure the only one with an upgraded shield right now is a Dare. Huh, how'd that happen? Well, I may as well give you this if you're going to be going close range. Yeah. Dagger and buckler. Yeah, that'll work. I'll have to mull over that. Alternatively, given how many crafting ingredients I have, it might make more sense to just enchant something I already have. Because it's very easy to find a myriad amount of shields. I mean, Off stream, I'm having to just go
Better
through
indeed.
every so often just to be sure that I can actually get through all the nonsense. Either way, that is the nature of a CRPG, and it means that I can bleed money out of even more. So, I'm not going to complain. Not that much, anyway. Only a little bit. At least the interface is better than the old Infinity Engine games, even if the Unity engine has trouble keeping up with all of it. Alright, let's go kill us. Alright, let's go cause us some trouble. Actually, let's see. Good as it can be given the circumstances? Alright, let's do this. Excellent. Morale is high and the troops are eager to follow you to glory. Are you certain you wish to march? Yes, I'm sure. Give the order. Actually, wait a minute. Who should I bring to this fight? Who should I bring to this fight? The Grieving Mother would probably be useful. Iravias hasn't been as useful.
Watch your step.
Iravias hasn't been as useful. Although, to be fair, Durance and Pelagina are under-leveled right now. I'll probably wait to bring Canna back in until I'm either digging around in the basement or heading off to check out other stuff. Yeah, this should probably do. Oh, that's not the right button. Alright, let's do this. Leroy! Let's see. There's 2 other factions you can recruit to this battle from White March DLC, and fight will start only when you want it. I've thought about that, although... I've thought about that, but... The impression given from the... Well, okay, it's a CRPG, there is no time of the essence, but... I don't know. You know what? We'll see how this plays out first. Because I know there is stuff from White March that can affect this, but I don't know what kind of an reputational effect will happen if I leave this lingering for too long. So, I guess we'll see how it plays out, and if I don't like the results, I can always wait. Yenwood Field. Here we go. Let's see. As you crest a small hill overlooking Yenwood Field, Lord Gatman's army is a flurry of activity, scurrying to and fro. Even from this distance, you can hear the drums of war beating their steady cadence designed to intimidate their foes, while organizing the rank and file into battle formations. Marshal Forwin approaches. You've arrived just in time. Lord Gatman's forces are beginning to move. An attack is imminent. Any idea what Gatman is planning? Marshal Forwin strokes his chin. His ultimate objective is to face you in battle and to be seen defeating you. I doubt he's foolish enough to challenge you to single combat, of course. Local militia constitutes the majority of the army, but veteran soldiers have organized the ranks and walk amongst the young, unseasoned warriors, offering advice or the occasional joke. They cheer, striking sword to shield as you pass, in thunderous approval of their lord. Some marksmen from the dozens make final preparations for the upcoming battle. They collectively sing a bawdy tavern song as they meticulously clean arquebuses nearly as tall as a man. Sound the horn. It's time to finish this. Marshal Forwin begins barking orders and your troops quickly form up. Gathman's army follows suit as Adiran war drums echo across the field. Within a few moments, the marshal raises a brass horn in the visage. Let's see. Oh, there is no reputation loss. There's simply no consequence if you want to make this battle before the final boss. Okay, makes sense. Let's see. Within a few moments, the marshal raises a brass horn in the visage of a mighty boar to his lips. He looks at you expectantly. Let's just yell. Your troops bellow across the field, pounding weapon to shield as the marshal's horn sounds. Dozens of bowstrings twang in unison behind you, as your archers unleash a hail of arrows at Gatbin's army. The missiles hiss through the air with deadly accuracy, felling scores of enemies. In a bold move, Gatbin points his sword to your position, giving an unheard order. His infantry shields rage charge the field. Yeah, pretty much, Leroy Jenkins. Your infantry charges headlong into the enemy infantry in the center of the field. The cacophonous sound of metal on metal is nearly deafening as the two forces collide. The fight is fierce and the screams of the dying numerous. Led by veteran warriors rallied to your cause, the troops fight valiantly and appear to be holding their ground. The battle thus far appears to be a stalemate. Oh, this looks like it'll be fun. Then, a group of Adiran battle mages emerges from behind the enemy lines. They begin weaving their hands in unison with practiced precision. Suddenly, waves of arcane fire erupt among your troops. The acrid smell of smoke and burning flesh is nearly overwhelming. Oh dear. From the left flank, a unit of Rautau-I berserkers, clad in plate armor and wielding greatswords, begins to collapse the left side of the line. The ground is thick with the dead as they press their advantage. Meanwhile, Black Walker paladins, dressed in dark armor and carrying sword and shield, stride back and forth behind Gatbin's lines, rallying his warriors and exhorting them to fight harder. Oh dear. I think the battle... Let's see. Based on what was said... We need to deal with those battle mages. Have the dozen arquebusiers open fire. The arquebusiers quickly form a line and unleash a salvo of gunfire into the battle mages' ranks. Bullets tear through their magical defenses and the wizards fall by the score. Fearing the gunfire, the unit breaks and retreats from the battlefield. No allies available to throw at them? Defeat is likely. Alright. As the remainder of your forces charge, a horn sounds in the distance. A new contingent of warriors crests a nearby hill. As Gatbin's reinforcements charge headlong into the fray, his other troops cheer triumphantly. The new arrivals quickly join Gatbin's forces on the field. As the battle rages, your forces fight valiantly, pressing ever forward. Casualties on both sides are high, and victory remains elusive for either side. Eleanor! Lord Gatbin strides through the carnage, his elite guard accompanying him. We both knew it must come to this. Come now, it's time I put you down like the dog you are. Let's just salute. Let's piss him off by saluting. Oh dear, this game is starting to croak. Alright, let's get him. Alright, let's switch our AI to per rest abilities. We're gonna need them. Okay. They're all gonna group up like that. Let's start throwing fire everywhere. Oh man, this game is buckling. Actually, you have a... Actually, no, that range isn't good enough. Actually, that'll be fine. Go for him. Oh, nice. That did something. Durance, let's have you do this. Yeah, we need to deal with those archers. Okay. Yep, we'll just have you keep firing on them then. Ah, shoot, Aloth is taking hits. Where is he? Oh, geez, that's not good. Durance, turn around and throw this out. Alright, that should keep him alive for a little bit. Let's have him cast this as well. Alright, I think this is going well enough. Where's Gathbin? Actually, I'm surprised we aren't taking more hits from their archers. Alright, get him! Alright, Aloth is almost down, but that's okay. See if we can keep him up. A little while longer, anyway. Oh, there's Gathbin. I'll go deal with him then. Alright, deal with that berserker. Then deal with this guy. Actually, this priest is gonna be a problem if we don't deal with him. Alright, keep Aloth alive. Aw, come the hell on! Oh dear, we're taking a lot of hits again. Well, we can do the usual then. Alright, Gathbin's down. That's their main... Alright, that's the main danger dealt with. Now you break off, go back to your bow, and shoot these... take these archers down.
Leave it to me.
Luckily, our archer is better. Unfortunately, our mage is dead. Or at least down. Alright, let's keep rushing him. Oh, wow! We used almost everything.
Got an arrow for this one. After him, Ichimak.
Wait, is Ichimak even... Why is Ichimak just sitting there? Go get him! Never mind. Well then, that was a lot. Lord Gathbin lies dead before you, his army scattered. Bloodied and exhausted, your remaining troops look to you, swords raised high in victory, chanting your name. That was bloody. Holding the hem of his robe as he steps over several bodies, Chancellor Warren approaches you. Although his face is pale, and he looks as if he will be sick at any moment, he forces a smile. Lord Alinar, while I'm grateful this dispute is finally over, it is regrettable so many lives were lost in the process. Gathbin should have just been reasonable from the start. He gags involuntarily as his silk boot brushes against a severed head. In any event, as the legal arbiter of Earl Badamar, I'm here to inform you that you've been declared a Thane of the Dyrwood, and Cadnua has been recognized as your domain. It shall forever be thus, and will pass down to any descendants you may have in the future. Of course, now that your claim has been upheld, you are expected to forward a small portion of any taxes you collect to your rightful lord, Earl Badamar. Tell Earl Badamar that I'm grateful for his assistance. I'll make sure his taxes are collected with regularity. Excellent. I'll inform Earl Badamar that everything is in order. It appears my work is done. Feel free to visit the palace if... He steps in a pile of entrails with a wet squish as he turns to leave. On second thought, I'll come and visit you. Yes, yes. Perhaps in a year. Or 3. Lord Alinar, it's been an honor to serve you. I'll be making my way back to Garen's Asp. The Earl is submerged in business for me there, unfortunately. Should you ever find yourself that far north, feel free to call on me. I'd love to trade war stories with you over a cup or two. He grasps your hand briefly in a firm grip, then turns on his heel.
Yeah?
Quick, grab the loot! God, that was bloody. I did not expect that many people out here.
Sure.
But, to the victor go the spoils. Maybe I should have waited until I did more for the White March. Although, I believe I have a quick save before I actually triggered this. I really wanted to. And no, I'm okay with the results here. I get the feeling that it would have been bloody anyway, given the circumstances. Either way, there we are. Oh, this is where Yenwood Field is. Interesting. Actually, ooh, Durant's leveled up. Alright, what can I have you master? What would make the most sense for you? That probably makes the most sense because it gives a decrease in defense and does a bit of damage. Yeah, I think that makes the most sense. And he doesn't have a lot of decent single target anyway. Oh, what's this? Found and buried. Superstitious folk near Road's End have been acting on a rumor that the hair of a dead virgin that was bound and buried alive can cure a hollowborn. Not only has it resulted in horrific attacks against young women, but unscrupulous merchants have taken to selling bits of hair to those who don't have the stomach to perform the act themselves. Road's End's local thanes have assigned agents to root out the problem, but they've had little success. Who to send then? Who to send? I kind of want... Oh, Who to send? And we'll send the druid. I'm sure he'll have plenty of interesting things to say about it. Oh yeah, I'll need to hire these guys again. Who the hell are you? What? Oh, right. You're the... Oh, right, you're the ogre I found. Right. Right. If I'm willing to give up prestige, that might be worthwhile. Mercenary captain? Ooh, nice. Got a few better options now that the story's played out a bit. Let's see. By the way, I hope there will be an RPG that embraces the money aspect, and you'll be able to build a giant and can't... Well, let's see. Build a giant enhanced with energy of... Enhanced with the energy of the star statue of yourself, made from gold and diamond. God. Honestly... Actually, now that I think of it, there haven't been... Let's see. Is it worth... Screw it. We're hiring him. It's gonna be glorious. Now, next question. Do I return to Cadnua? Or do I go... Hang on a sec. Let me pull up the map again. Oh, there's the White March all the way up there. I haven't had occasion to go down to Twin Elms yet. That won't necessarily be... Well, actually, when does that become relevant? Because it looks like the only pathway down there is via Stormwall Gorge. And it looks like that's flooded right now, given the circumstances. Although, there was that mention in the ruins about descending into the water that I wasn't able to figure out. Huh. Looks like they're not allowing me to go anywhere except Caed Nua or Craghold Bluffs. Or maybe... Oh, it's because I just had it open in a different thing. So, given that, I think this is where I'm going to call it for tonight. So we'll go ahead and head back to Caed Nua, rest there, and then next session we'll... Whenever I find time for this, I won't be able to do this... Let's see. Twin Elms are available only after Act 2 and in Act 3. Okay, so...
The stones and the spirits in this place have begun to heal.
Alright, so good to know then. I guess that's not terribly surprising because my suspicion is that... Glad you got a proper kitchen, had a few close calls with campfires here. So... Actually, wait, this isn't the way I need to go to rest. What is wrong with me? Yeah, that's the reason why I should probably call it here. Because I'm tired. It's been a long day. It's been a fun day, but a long day. So, I guess the plan is then, we will go digging around in the basement some more. We'll see what we can do related to... Let's see. Well, yeah. So let me think. We'll dig around in the basement some more. We'll check out what's going on at Craghold Bluffs, since that quest has been hanging over my head for a while.
Looks a little healthier than before.
I'm glad you approve. So, we'll go check out Craghold Bluffs. We'll double back over to that. Look, we'll go double back to those ruins in order to investigate what Adair wishes to see and figure out what the Led and Key are interested in there. And after that point, I suspect that once I go inform the Hermit, well, Lady Webb, if I'm not mistaken, is her name. I suspect that once that I do that, security report that Dominal thugs will attack the stronghold in 3 days? Oh, jeez. Well, it's 3 days. I can leave that alone until I'm finished digging around in the basement, because I've got plenty of camping supplies that I can dig into for now. Dominal thugs? Of course. So, alright then, that'll be the plan. So dig around in the basement, deal with this, Craghold Bluffs, and then figuring out what's going on in those ruins. I don't think I want to talk to Lady Webb yet, because I get the feeling that once that I've finished talking with her, that's when I get a conversation with, what is it, the Duke of Defiance Bay, and once that happens, that means that the trials on Animancy will be over, which means bloodshed, which means major story point, which means Act 3. That is my suspicion, anyway. I don't know if I don't know if you can confirm that or not, chat, but point being, that seems like instead of going to inform Lady Webb of what I learn, it seems that what makes most sense is to go do the content over at the White March. Because I think that will probably be the best time to go check on it before things go insane. Definitely before things go insane before Act 3. So, either way, I think that's where we'll call it then. Let's see, what main... yeah. Here we are. Alright, chat approves, chat approves. Alright. Sounds good. I am going into this blind, so we'll see. It, as it's probably been made obvious given how I've been approaching things, but you know what? It's been fun. I am greatly looking forward to getting further in this game. Unfortunately, it's going to be a while because normally I try to play this game on... well, let's see. I normally try to play this on Wednesdays and... what is it? Wednesdays and Saturdays, but occasionally Sunday if I can find time. Although, this Sunday I'm probably going to be too busy. This Wednesday I'm going to be too busy, so... I guess this time next week is when I'm going to be jumping back into this, so... it's going to be a while, and I'm going to be annoyed to be waiting that long, but you know what? I've got plenty of other things I can see to in the meantime. As this channel isn't the only one I worry about. Either way, thank you all for watching, I hope this was entertaining, and I will see you all next time.